Hello and welcome back to Ascent School of Construction Business. In this video, I'm going to tell you that one skill which will change your construction career. Now you might think, how will one skill change? Let me just give you a very important statistic. So there was a global study done in 2024 for over 106 countries and over 660 infrastructure projects. Now with the investment budget of $1.32 trillion, now that's a big investment. You know what they found? Over a third of these projects were under a huge cost overrun. Over 1/3 of these projects. Now how much was it delayed? 28% of the project's cost was over the budget. So out of $1.32 trillion, there was a exact cost overrun of 28% of that. You can imagine that's in hundreds of billions of dollars. Now, why am I saying this? Because it is not just Indian businesses that are going through this problem. It is not a small contractor problem. It is not some local mistri contractor issue. It is a global issue that is happening right now across all the countries. So developed nations, underdeveloped, developing, all three have the same kind of problems, which is the cost overrun. The skill that you need to master is understanding what we call as cost fluency, right? So let's look into how cost fluency can help you with your projects. Now, before we go into it, ask yourself one question. You would have had experience 5 months, 5 years, 10 years. Ask yourself one question. When a project goes for a delay, correct? As in slips under the schedule, do you know how much exactly it is costing the company? Do you know how much exactly it is costing the project? And if not, if you don't know the real numbers, can you at least calculate it? This one question can solve it. Ask yourself this question every time a delay happens. How much in terms of rupee, dollar, how much is it affecting the project? The moment you are able to master this, you will understand what is important for the project to succeed, what is the reason, the symptom, the cause which is holding back the success of the project, as well as the growth of your career. Now, according to McKinsey, it says that $1.6 trillion every year is a overrun in construction projects across the world. So across the world, we are having major problems of cost overruns. Now, how does it matter to me and you? Now, all these delays are typically between 20 to 45% of the project cost. So if your budget is 100, eventually it is going to be 140 or 130, correct? So that is not liable, that is not sustainable in the longer run. And it has been like that for the last few years, probably decades, right? Now, every year, a lot of delays are happening. Why? The first is, of course, finding out the symptom of the delay, the cause of the delay, the root source of the delay as well. Most delays are through reworks and change orders. Now, can we stop reworks? Yes. Quality issues, execution, we can stop it. Material wise, we can check it. Only when approved, we can do the execution. So with reworks, we can somehow manage it. Now, the one thing which is not in a contractor's hand is your change order. So the moment the client comes to you with a change order, mostly in aesthetics, mostly in design, structure, any stage of the project, it will result in a cost overrun. It will. Now, how do you stop it? Yes, there are some contractors who are powerful enough to tell to the client that no, this change order will not work for the project. Of course, they have to justify that decision, but majority of the contractors are under the client's power. So they will accept it, they will negotiate the price, and they will do that extra work which will cost the delay as well. So can we remove it totally? Now let me tell you something which no engineering college tells you. In construction, delays are inevitable. Yes, some projects are happening on time. Even well-planned projects will have delays because there are multiple external factors. Governments are involved, NGOs are involved, banks are involved, financial investment firms are involved, multiple stakeholders are involved. So there is inevitability in the project success in terms of deadline. However, according to the researchers, what we have found out is when a sample size of 16 countries and over 26 studies, the average a project that is running over the budget is around 68%. So out of 100 projects, 68 projects are running over budget, even if the planning is done well. So even with the good planning, 68%, there is a delay. Now the problem is not to stop the delay. Delay is inevitable. What we need to stop is to reduce or stop the cost overrun of the project. Now the first question comes, okay, if there is delay, how can we stop the cost overrun, right? Or are they linked? Let's look into that later. Now, before we get into the relationship between cost and delay, one thing we need to understand is, yes, it is inevitable. So cost will increase, time will increase. So here the job for you, the companies are not looking at people who can remove the entire cost overrun. No, it's not possible. But what they're looking at is for engineers who can detect it prior to the effect, who can understand, who can predict well, and who can stop it at the source. Because early detection of these overruns is what's going to save your project and your career, not zero overrun. Zero overrun is not possible. Now I use this word cost fluency. Now what is cost fluency? Right? Understanding the relationship between cost overrun and schedule overrun. That is cost fluency. And not just that, how do you take a decision from it? That also comes under cost fluency. So let me break it down in 3 points. Point number 1, delays and costs will move together. Now I'll give a very simple task. Tomorrow when you go back to your projects, do a very simple task. Write down for which activity if there is a delay. Let's assume activity A has a delay of 5 days. Your task is to write down activity A, 5 days delay, and how much do you assume the cost of that delay. Why I am telling the word assume is because you might not be exposed to the exact number, but because of your technical experience, because you would know the prices of materials and labor, you can come to a close number, right? For example, if there is a delay which has resulted in 50,000 of difference in the cost, that means per 1 day of delay there is a 10,000 of cost overrun. Now that is a link, right? And for this link, once you understand cost fluency, a lot of research shows that for every 10% increase in the schedule, there is a 11% increase in the cost. So it is almost equal, right? So if the schedule goes by 10 days, 10%, cost goes up by 11%. Now let's look into the point number 2. What are the main sources of these cost overruns? Now, according to one industry report that we have, which had a big sample size of almost 1,800 projects over 100 countries and with the combined budget of $2.2 trillion, what it found out was majority of the cause for these cost overrun is disputed costs. When I say majority, 33%. So 1/3 of the entire cost overrun, the cause of it is one thing, which is disputed cost. Now what is a disputed cost, or what are disputes? So the disputed cost comes from disputes between the contractor and the client, and of course consultants. Now what is a dispute? Now when the delay happens, the first question comes, okay, why did this delay happen? Who is the reason behind this delay? Was it a mistake from the contractor, mistake from the client? They both have to sit together with the mediator, arbiter, depends on the stage of the project, and they have to come to a conclusion about who has to pay the penalty or who has to bear the costs of the entire delay. Because of these discussions during the project, it costs more. Also, it causes huge delays because during the project, a lot of these arguments, blame game come into play in the project across the world. Nowadays, that is why you have dispute resolution consultants whose only job is to come to the project, find out what are the disputes of the project, try to resolve it without affecting the schedule of the project, right? So your understanding of cost fluency comes when you understand, okay, how much delays are happening due to disputes between the client, contractor, and other stakeholders. And now if you look at the third point, the companies which are winning in today's world, what are they doing differently? One of the common factor that we found from the companies which are growing faster and winning in projects is their acceptability of digital tools. Just to give an idea, in Indian construction firms, on an average, for the construction firms which are doing really well, on an average we have 7.5 digital tools that are used in a project. It might be Excel, Primavera, Autodesk Construction Cloud, or Navisworks, BIM tools. Then you have, let's say, some ERP tool. Then you have data tools for dashboards, tools for reports. So you have an average of 7.5 tools per project or per company for successful Indian construction firms. Now, we also have seen from some companies which are doing really well in the last 4 or 5 years in Indian construction market, where their acceptance is gone to such a level where their entire annual budget, 28% of it goes into digital transformation. So is putting more money in digital transformation and data and tools enough? No, because the first fear that comes into mind due to the word AI is, will AI take my job away? In construction, yes, AI will help you, AI will push you to go to the next level, but as of taking jobs away, not really. So what is the job of the human if AI comes in construction? So the humans will be the ones who will take a decision based on the data. AI's job will be to give the data. All the tools that we are using in construction, the job of that is to give us data. The decision is where humans come in and good skilled engineers take part. Now you know this one skill, cost fluency, understanding how delay is causing the cost overrun of the project and how do you make sure that it comes down. Now where do you learn it? Do you learn it in a YouTube video? Do you learn it in a book? Do you go to an MBA and do it? There are multiple ways, right? Some people choose to learn more about it by experts, by joining a postgrad program, an executive program. Even we run it. We have a postgrad program where we teach all these things for engineers as well. Some people do on YouTube, some people do learn from ebooks or some books. You can do any of this, right? But the understanding the success of this skill set will be only when you start predicting cost overruns based on the decisions taken at site. When you know that, okay, this delay is going to cost me X amount in the next 2 days, in the next 4 days. And how do I make sure to stop that delay so that I can save that X amount of money? Now that is going to be the task for you guys as well. So what I would still reiterate is go back, look at what activity is having a delay and find out what is the amount that is costing that delay. Yeah. So if you want to learn more about cost fluency, more about advanced tools, you can of course contact us. Our postgrad programs, online, offline, will definitely help you. If you don't want to spend, you can wait it out on YouTube. Of course, we give a gist, we give basics of all those things here. Subscribe to our channel to know more about these things which are coming up in the next few weeks. And make sure this one trick, the one task I told you, please do it daily. Please do it once in a week at least to just know, to understand, where can we stop the money flowing out of the project. Now, if this entire skill has helped you, please make sure you comment on this video, mention what story happened in your project, what was the activity which caused delay and how much was it if you are able to share it, and mention those stories. We'll be able to help you in the comments as well. So see you.